Hey everybody, Rob Woodbridge from Untethered.tv here. This, what you're about to see, is a single clip. It's a few minutes of a much larger episode that can be found on Untethered.tv. So enjoy this, but if you'd like to see the whole thing, just check out Untethered.tv. Hope you enjoy it. Thanks. All right. Last piece here. I'm very interested in, it's all easy to talk about this. It's very easy to say, listen, this is what you should do, this is what you shouldn't do, but there's got to be some tips that you can impart on this audience to say, they are in the mobile space, they're clamoring for loyalty. You know, this is a group of entrepreneurs and businesses that think 1,000 customers is terrible. It's not enough, right? They need 10,000 and 100,000 customers. But I beg to differ. I think you can make a good business off of 10 customers or 100 customers to start with. But if they want to create loyalty among their users, which is very difficult in the mobile space, is there any, where should they start? How do they get going in this on the right foot? What are some of the tips that you would provide to them?
I would always focus on asking permission for everything you do. I think that's one of the most important things that you can do as you're trying to build a relationship with a customer, right? So tell them up front what data you're going to collect on them. You know, be very transparent in your, not only in your terms and conditions. You know, a lot of people just feel like if they've got, you know, their data policy articulated in their 20-page terms and conditions folder that they've done their job, right? But that's not the case, right? You need to be very explicit and transparent right up front. If you do this for me, this is what I'm going to collect. I'm going to collect this, this, and this, and I'm not going to sell it to anybody else. Or if I do, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do with it, and then you're going to see that I've closed the loop because you're going to see the results of what I say I'm going to do with it. So you're constantly asking permission, you're constantly reinforcing the value that they're going to get in this relationship, and then you deliver on your promises. It's really that simple. And certainly, particularly in the mobile space, I think, and particularly with the primary generational users of mobile devices, which are Generation Y. Certainly there's some characteristics of this generation that are both the opportunity for mobile marketers. One is that there's a much higher need for instant gratification amongst this generation. So they want to see value in the relationship very, very quickly. So you need to demonstrate that value immediately and repeatedly. And then certainly there's opportunities for engagement that go beyond the traditional points and miles model of loyalty, right? It's not that you have to always default to the old points-based model. You know, you can certainly incorporate engagement tactics, gamification, interesting location-based opportunities that deliver value to the consumer without necessarily requiring you to just, continue the old model of giving points or currency to everybody that uses your program. So the mobile device, I think, gives you a lot of potential opportunity there. So I would say, start simple, collect the data you use the data you collect, focus on delivering value immediately as soon as you can early on in the relationship, and then just use it as a test and learn environment, and you will get smarter over time. Don't try to do everything at once. I think that's probably the biggest mistake we see people make. Is they try to do everything at once and they don't see the results. They blame the concept and then they just go on and try something else. But I can't think of a better or more fertile laboratory for relationship building than loyalty in general. And the mobile device is just the latest and perhaps most fantastic tool for the marketing scientist to use to try to become smarter in how they build relationships.